One of the funniest things I've noticed about the Yokai Watch community is that one of the fan favorite characters is simply a girl. Now, I understand that this is a girl based on Japanese legend about, something on an icebound, stuff like that, but it's still just a girl. She's a very cool girl, though, because she uses ice powers. Blizzaria is an S-rank fighter yokai of the Charming tribe. She has a base HP stat of 421, a base strength stat of 142, a base spirit stat of 240, a base defense stat of 167, and is of the normal speed tier. Her ability is Snowplay. This increases the damage of all of her ice attacks by 25%. This is very useful because all of her damaging moves are ice attacks. Her basic attack is Snowball. This is a new thing in the Yokai Watch Blasters Plus mod. In case you don't know, yes, this is a plus video. And Snowball is a very nice buff that a lot of characters got. You see, in the base game, their basic attack was a physical move, and obviously, Blizzaria is not a physical attacker, so it was essentially just a useless dead slot. However, the plus mod has made a very nice change to where it's essentially just like an uncharged version of one of the special things. My cord is all wrapped around. I'm messing with it, my bad. But basically, a lot of characters that would have had to use a crappy physical attack now have this ranged attack, which actually lets them have a much different playstyle than having to use Robo on 28 soul for charge time, crappy stuff like that. Snowball's very good. It's got 50 base power, 1 second of cooldown. It's nice. The animation is essentially just like an uncharged version of Blizzard, which is very nice. I keep trying to make myself not do ice puns accidentally. Speaking of ice, though, let's talk about her moves. Her first learnable move is Blizzard. Blizzard has 60 base power, but 200 when fully charged, has 3 seconds of cooldown when uncharged, but 2.5 seconds when charged. It takes 2.5 seconds to fully charge it, gives 7 soul meter, and has 40 soul meter when charged. This is just your standard ice attack, charge it up, do it, big attack. It actually doesn't have that much range comparatively to something like Blaze, the fire one, since you have to be kind of close up, so she doesn't actually work that well with the moon launcher. The far away you get higher crit chance. She doesn't work with that because this wants you to be up close, but it doesn't really work that well. So I don't really like Blizzard, especially since we have better options. Her second learnable move is Dodge. This is very simple. You press the button, you dodge, you got 1.5 seconds of cooldown, and you dodge forward. It's very cool, stuff like that. Her third learnable move is Fall Back Attack. Fall Back Attack is a physical attack, so she's not going to be doing damage with it. Has 4 seconds of cooldown and gives 16 soul meter. I mean, there is actually this version of the move called Chilling Retreat. It's the Chihuahua one. I think she should have that. I know it's kind of special for Chihuahua because he's a physical attacker that uses the spirit stat, but I mean, come on. Blizzaria, it would work well with Blizzaria. She's already got Fall Back Attack. You might as well give her the ice one that uses the special element. And if at the very least you could give Blizzy, that would make her special, unique. I'm not talking about Blizzy in this video because I'll give her her own video since she's technically a different yokai in the plus mod, but Anyways, her fourth learnable move is the best one to run in my opinion, along with Dodge or Fall Back Attack depending on your scenario, is Freeze. It has 160 base power, no charge needed, has 8 seconds of cooldown, gives 30 soul meter, and when you hit an enemy, it drops their speed by 25% for 10 seconds. This is a very powerful move, and hits almost as hard as Blizzard does, but you don't have to waste time charging it, which means that you can spam snowballs instead of having to spend time charging. Her ultimate is Shiny Snowdrifts. This hits twice and has 200 base power for each, and is a giant pillar of ice. Very nice, since you're going to be using it every now and then. Very cool, very, useful stuff like that. For equipment, I am running the Crystal Wand. If you don't know how to craft any of this stuff, I'm not going to, explain it, but I am going to leave the I always leave the website and spreadsheet in the description. In there, you can find out how to craft all the equipment, stuff like that. Very useful. This gives 115 HP and 330 spirit. It also increases ice damage by 25%, so now she just does 50% more damage on all of her attacks. I don't know how the actual calculations work, so I don't think it's a flat 50% damage buff, but it's a nice attack buff, since it also, I would assume, scales differently than something like the spirit buffs from these three. For Soul Gem, I'm running the Blizzy Soul. Now you might think, well, you can only get one Blizzy. I'm not going to turn her into a Soul. But in the plus mod, you actually can get multiple Blizzies. The easiest way, and honestly the only way to do it, is by going to your big bosses, going all the way over to Ogrelus, and I think it's Ultra. Yup, Ultra Ogrelus. She's on the Red Cat Core side. I don't know why, Ogrelus specifically, but It's a very useful soul. There might be another soul that also does it. Maybe it's Chihuahua soul, but the Blizzy soul is pretty easy to get. It increases ice element attack damage by 20% at level 10. So we deal 70% more damage just from the equipment. So Blizzaria is very powerful. Even though we're not taking advantage of crit stuff, we can very easily get some very high numbers. For support, I'm running Princess Pearl. I mean, she's a great healer, one of the best in the game. Really buffs spirit attackers with the Frosttail Soul and Soothing Mist. Anytime she heals, I get 20% more spirit. With Hinozal, I get 25% spirit, just anytime I get healed, and I always just have 5%. Same thing with DJ Swirls Plus. I just have him here instead of Hino Awoken because variety, I guess. Hinozal is a nice disruptor for the boss if anytime he does Shocking Idea. It's very nice to just stop the boss from doing whatever. And then KJ Swirls Plus is here, DJ Swirls Plus, because, I mean, I've never used him before. I mean, I've used him, like, in private, but never on video. Soothing Song's pretty nice. If he ever buffs me, he'll buff my speed by 15%, which is pretty cool. So yeah, very neat. Does he have any other moves? Let's just give him Paradise, just because. Making them bulky setups, he also has the Whisper Soul for crit rate. So I have a 20% chance to crit. So, I mean, that's nice. I don't have crit damage stuff, but, you know, crits are nice independent multipliers. So why don't we go ahead and just show off how powerful Blizzaria is, because I really think that she's actually just really good. I'm a very big winner of the Plus Plus mod. So first up, we've got Robonyan 3000. Now, Robo 3000, if you've seen my Blasters ranking video, which you should, by the way, I'm really proud of it. I think he's the hardest boss in the game, but if you don't think so, that's fine. He's got some power, but as you can see, so do we. 1400 on that crit. Very nice. He doesn't really walk around very much, but we do drop his speed by 25%. And as you can see, I can just come back up and get another 920. We've already done quite a huge chunk of his damage, and we don't even have something like crit rate buffs. I mean, we got like the 10% crit rate, but no crit damage buffs. And we're doing some pretty nice damage. We can just stay back here. We can do some damage. Pretty cool. You know, very safe, out of harm's way. Very nice to be able to just do this. Another 1400. You love to see it. And we could just kind of keep doing this over and over again. And we're going to keep the freeze just in case the little Robo spawn. I'm going to dodge out of the way just because I can. And we're doing some very nice damage, you know, and we're very healthy, especially because we got 2 of these healers. Very nice. So we're going to freeze, and we're going to freeze. Very cool. You know, nice stuff like that. Dodge out of the way. Get a freeze. I mean, snowball. Then do another freeze. Do another freeze. So he's going to Dark Top. I'm gotta watch out for that. Make sure I don't get hit by it. He's going to do this, so we're going to... Oh no, my ultimate macro isn't working. Whatever. I don't know how Swirls died, but who cares, honestly. Freeze. Freeze, stuff like that. Oh no. I got cocky and got hit, so we can just dodge out of the way of that. Very nice. Alright, good. Thankfully, he's not going to try to hit me with his Dark Bomb Rain. Gonna try to do this. He's gonna Dark Top again. This is one of the reasons I think this boss is so hard, because he just absolutely... He wiped out both Hinozal and DJ Swirls, who are both some of the tankier characters I have on the team. So, very big deal. We're going to try to make sure we can dodge. Dodge out of this. Persevere, thankfully, is coming in to save the computers. Sadly, I get hit right there because I'm just bad. But we should be able to still solo it pretty well. As you can see, my allies are dead. So, we gotta make sure that we can get out of here. Thankfully, I dodged that. Very nice. You'll love to see it. Persevere coming in clutch, as always. I didn't bring Persevere on the actual team because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like it. And I like Princess Pearl a lot. Thankfully, we got a clutch dodge right there. And with another Ultimate, I should be able to kill him. I'm just going to make sure I can do it because... Alright, good. I have to take my thing off the thing because my button macro isn't working for some reason. For some reason, every time I use Citra, the controller like has 2 variations it picks of button layouts, and I guess the Ultimate's on the wrong version, so... But we still got it. I mean, considering that my Ultimate button wasn't working, that's pretty good. Blizzaria kind of did clutch out. Thankfully, we didn't get the Robonyans, but we still, like, if you don't think Robonyan is one of the hardest bosses, take a look at this. This is one of the better team setups you can make, and I still think we didn't do that all that good. But Blizzaria kind of clutched up, so W's. So next up, we're going to fight Shogun King. I skipped his intro, my bad. Shogun King is the other hardest boss. If you don't think Robo 3000 is the hardest boss, you probably think this guy's the hardest boss. So we're going to see which one we struggle with more. W dodge right there. That's one of the main reasons you should run dodge on this character, because it's very, very nice against something like Shogun King. Gonna wait for him to do waterfall slash so that way I can hit him with this. Get a nice freeze. Dodge, because we're just good like that. Not good like that. But we're tanky enough with that extra 100 HP to where we're fine. And we can actually see that the speed down actually did make a difference right there. Dodge right there. Dodge right there. Make sure that Ikoma's not getting Hinozal. I don't understand what he's doing. He's breakdancing. That's what he's doing, in case you forgot. That's kind of his whole thing. We're gonna keep snowballing while we're at a distance, just because we can. Sadly, I did not get the speed buff from that, but it's whatever. Get some nice damage right there. Crazy. You'll love to see it. Watch out for that. Snowball. And dodge. Breeze. Get a snowball. Let's go. Alright, we got the snowball before he went away so we can get closer to the, the big phase. Get a nice buff. Yeah, sure. Thankfully, we got a dodge, but sadly, Koma-san died. Died a painful death. We're going to fire off this ultimate. Dodge that. Get Koma-san down. He's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. I have a speed drop. I did get hit there because CPUs aren't very good at healing me. Because I just stayed too far away. W Hinozal, I might have actually gotten hit by that if I wasn't paying attention. And I somehow would have gotten hit by that if I didn't dodge. Crazy how big his hitboxes are. So we're almost at the, what is it called? The Lost Souls phase? Yeah. Get a nice freeze. Get this. Dodge out of here. And with that, yep. So we're going to try to make sure that we can do this. We're actually going to switch to Hinozal because I think he's just better to that. We're going to do that so that way his attacks hit harder. We're going to get a freeze, but I miss, so that kind of sucks. Whatever. You win some, you lose some. We're going to get Hino just because I don't feel like trusting this. Gonna get this. Switch over here. Get a stun. Make sure there's no other ones. Yeah, I know I'm not using the showcase character for this, but I mean, like, why would I? He's got a fire sword, and fire beats ice, so I don't know why there's a soul in the middle, but there is. Hopefully he comes over here to me, because, you know, I don't know how I dodged that, but I did. Okay, he's in his pogo phase, so we can dodge this. We're gonna try to get Princess Pearl down. Dodge out of the way. Dodge. Try to get her down. He should. Yup. 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 And there we go. So now we're going to do this. And we should be fine. Probably. Probably should be fine. So as long as you got a dodge move. I got crit, are you kidding me? I would have been fine if I didn't get hit with the crit right there. That sucks. Lost my getaway plush, whatever. So as long as Princess Pearl survives, we'll be fine. Because I don't really want to spend time trying to res her, but if I have to, I will. But I shouldn't have to. Crit miss right there. You love to see it. Get a nice freeze. Too early. Double slash right there. Sucks to see. Dodge right there because I can. And he's probably going to do... Yeah. So he slowed both of us down, but it doesn't really matter. So here, he's probably going to get to the purple sword phase, just because, like, what am I going to do? You know what's crazy? I probably could have stopped that if I didn't, like, hesitate for a second. So, I am going to 100% let him get to purple sword, like, intentionally or not. because I just can't stop him. There's not much I can do to stop this. Especially because he takes just a little long to do it. Oh, he's red sword. That's not quite purple. But this is where Snowball becomes very handy. I can keep him away from Princess Pearl in order to make sure that we don't let her die. So we just got to make sure that we are ready to dodge. With a Sultimate, that's very easy. And with the dodge move, that's also very easy. Just got to make sure Princess Pearl follows the quota of dodges. I could tell that was a double swing and I had a little bit more time. Dodge, love to see it. Double swing. I perfectly dodged that. That wasn't even intentional. I didn't want to grab the Great Orb because that just makes the Curse of the Fallen very easy to dodge. But I mean, you can't really do everything that you want. So we're gonna do that. Get some nice damage, as much damage as we can. It's actually taking like quite a bit, but I mean, it's not hard. It's just kind of more difficult than a normal fight with him would be, because we're two people. I mean, one person and a CPU. That's kind of it. So he's going to do this, and we're going to freeze. Oh, he just barely dodged it. Are you kidding me? Whatever. Actually going to try to get Princess Pearl's Salt, because that would be really nice to get. Oh, she's not going to be able to get it. Not quick enough, at least. So as long as we can get this proper freeze, yeah, there we go. We just won that like that. So Blizzaria is very good. She's one of the best characters for this boss, in my opinion, because that dodge plus Snowball, I mean, it's not the craziest amount of damage, but we still got it, like, obviously. So, considering Hinozal and DJ Swirls Plus died, and Hinozal is one of the best characters, I think Blizzaria put in a lot of work right there. So, I mean, they're both very difficult bosses, both Robo and Shogun King, so I just wanted to point that out. So one of the coolest things in the Blasters mod is the addition of costumes. After you beat Captain Thunder, you can go down here to the secret closet, and this secret closet will let you gain access to every costume, as long as you have the character. Blizzaria has one of the worst costumes in the entire game. Not in terms of design, this is one of my favorites in terms of design. But the skills, her moveset, is genuinely such a downgrade. Now, Blizzaria, like most characters, actually have the same stats. However, there are some differences, like Vampire Zazzle, this form of QB, there's the Jibanyan B, Komasan B, Komajiro B, stuff like that. Most of them are just like cosmetic changes with some slight changes, but I mean, like, there's this Hovernyan who gets a little bit more defense, which is neat. Then there's like this whole Apocalypse costume. Now, obviously Komasan B, but they're still the same as the D form. Jibanyan D gets a whole like Halloween costume that makes him a spirit attacker, which is pretty fun. But Blizzaria doesn't get any sort of stat changes, so everything aside from her moveset is the same. The reason I think this is one of the worst costumes in the entire game is because her skill set is such a massive downgrade. Now, a lot of the Halloween costumes actually are balanced, well, not really even balanced, they're kind of just worse than their normal versions because they lose a very important move in exchange for the Halloween exclusive move Trick or Treat. If I sort by level right here, you'll see that if we go over, I need to find who even has like Trick or Treat. I don't know anyone here who has Trick or Treat. No, but as you can see here, Count Cavity. Count Cavity, if we just swap him instead of Hino, I guess, you'll see that in learnable moves, he has Trick or Treat instead of a fourth move. If I look over at the Blasters Spreadsheet, Yokai Info, go to Count Cavity. Normally, his moves are, where is he? Dash Attack, Dodge, Super Poison and Spirit, which he has right here, but he loses access to Burn. That his fourth move, Burn, is replaced with Trick or Treat. I don't really like Trick or Treat, but, I mean, it's a fun move, but it's not a good move, if you know what I mean. Blizzaria actually loses quite a lot of good moves in exchange for Trick or Treat. Can you guess which move she lost? Do you think she lost A, Freeze, B, Dodge, C, Fallback Attack, or D, Blizzard? If you chose anything but Blizzard, you would be correct, because she lost all three of her good moves, in my opinion. which is why I think this costume really just isn't that good in terms of competitive viability. However, it is different, and it actually gives her quite a unique playstyle. She has two main playstyles because of this costume. I just wish it was better. So she still keeps Blizzard. Blizzard is the same. It's the charge, you know, all that stuff. Her second learnable move is Storm. Why? Why does she have Storm? Blizzard at least works because of her skill, again, being Snowplay, increasing the damage of ice attacks. So why would you use the Wind move that doesn't get buffed by her skill? Because you still have Snowball, by the way, so it's not like you lost your range move, you still have Snowball, which would probably be better to use than trying to use Wind move, Storm, whatever. Her third learnable move is Big Speed Boost. This boosts your speed and, well, just your speed by 32%, but your move meter speed by 20% for 15 seconds. If you hold it and charge it for 1 second, it becomes an AoE boost that buffs your ally stats as well. This is the main thing that stops her from just being bad, in my opinion, because this is actually a very nice buff to be able to use. Big Speed Boost allows your characters to run around really fast, and that move meter speed buff is incredibly useful for characters like Princess Pearl, so that way she can buff the heals more, and for Hinozal, so that way he can stun the enemy even more. And her fourth learnable move is Trick or Treat. So she lost all of her good moves, just so that way she could have Trick or Treat. And Storm. I don't really like this costume. Like, at the very least, she should have kept Freeze, in my opinion, because I think Freeze just works better than Blizzard. I don't really like having to spend time charging, because I can just get more DPS if I had Freeze, since Freeze is slightly less base power than Blizzard is when fully charged, by only like 40 or something. And then Snowball can make up for that extra damage, because I'm spamming it in the time I would be using to spend charging up my move. And Big Speed Boost would have been really, really good in combination with Freeze, because that, what is it? That 8-second cooldown would have been reduced or like buffed by 20%. It's not actually like a 20% move meter speed reduction buff. The buffs are weird. I'll maybe make a whole video on how those work, because I'm not 100% sure myself. But so this is kind of more of a support oriented Blizzaria build. So if you like that, you can do that. But again, if I brought this against Shogun King, it wouldn't have really been that good, because I wouldn't have had the dodge move and I would have died numerous times. I do still really like the costume. I want to like make that like very clear. I love this costume, I just don't like the moveset. However, I think it's adorable. I like that she sits on the broom. I like that she like walks around. She's like floating on the broom, and then she actually flies around on the broom, and there's these little bats that follow her around. You can hardly see them with the aura that she's got, but they're there. I don't even know what's happening. I've had the glitch happen where, okay, I guess Swirlius Omai just didn't exist. I've had the like overlay disappear, but I've never had Swirlius's whole model not be there. But whatever. So we're here against Swirlius Gold, because I don't think that, what you call it, I don't think that Red Paws, I mean Golden Claws would be very good to fight, because I don't have a dodge move, but it works. She also still has the slap as her animation instead of the, like, Blizzard animation that normal Blizzaria has, and I just think that's funny. So she's very, like, fine. She's fine to play. It's just, I really like dodge. She should have at least kept fallback attack. I know, like, dodge wouldn't make sense if you, like, did a front flip on a broomstick, but I think fallback attack, you could have made fallback attack work. Is it playing? I don't have my headphones on right now. It is, the stuff is playing, but my whole menu has, like, disappeared. What the heck? Oh god, Omai's not even here. What is going on? Okay. I don't remember which one I stand on. Do I stand on? Ow, where is he? What is this? Okay. Why don't we just, okay, I do need to stand on red. Is he on turbo mode? What is going on? Okay, this was not planned, but I think we can still make this work, as long as I stand on the, oh god, okay. Dodge would be really useful right now, especially with all that, but we can make it work. So, I'm, this was not planned. I would really have loved to fight this with, like, Shogun or something. Oh god, okay, you just sat down. Dude, what is he doing? Okay. He's doing turbo mode moves, but I think we can 100% make this. He's gonna bite me. I can kind of tell what he's doing, but not very well, it seems. Okay, oh god, okay. We're just gonna have to play Hino. Oh, we couldn't do it. I don't know what happened right there. Weird. Okay, so, I'm gonna switch to Swirlius Oh My, because it's basically the same boss. Just like a little bit less HP, a little bit less stats. I don't know what's up with the dog, but even the cat isn't working. So Witch Girl's Blizzaria's mediocre moveset, I was trying to run her against Captain Thunder. Doesn't really work out. You see, his stun move, you want to try to bait it out and then dodge it, but if you notice something, we lack any sort of dodge move. So she's kind of just bad for that, especially because the computers just die. Now, if you're playing with other people, she can work well, especially with this ginormous buff you can give your allies to make their movesets even faster. But we're gonna fight the dog, because the dog is he likes to be up close and personal, and we like to be far away and what's the opposite of personal? He still does quite a decent bit of damage, but because of that 7,000 HP, we should be able to survive it just fine. Nice buff, so that way we can get a huge, ginormous buff to our spirit stat. And, you know, it works out well. So now, we're going to buff Hinozal, so that way hopefully he stuns just a little bit more. And we're going to have to fight the camera, I forgot already. Like, the main reason this fight is so difficult. And Hinozal's already dead. Now, granted, he doesn't have, like, a bauble for, like, big tankiness, but, like, still, bro, we just started the fight. How are you already almost dead? I'm getting kicked to death. It's not very fun. Yeah, this is definitely one of the most annoying bosses to fight in the game. Especially with this crappy camera, because, like, what the heck, guys? He's already dead. Great, okay, and Sam's here. I was gonna get kicked when I was off screen. Love to see it. We're gonna try to... Okay, I guess we're not gonna freeze Sam, because Kicker over here is gonna do his little best soccer impression. I can't think, okay? I'm trying to, like, play the game, and it's not going well. So Sam's dead, you know, awesome. Love to see it. We can buff Hinozal so maybe he won't die. Komasan's never gonna get his ultimate. He sucks. he's not that bad. It's just like, come on, bro. So now that Sam's here, we can kind of just like focus down on our DPS and force the fight to be pretty easy. I'm gonna buff myself because that charge took forever. I don't think move meter speed... How did he already die? I don't think move meter speed buffs charge speed. I'm 100% certain it doesn't. But with a little bit more DPS and stuff like that, we can kind of just force this over and over. If you could, like, look at the guy, that would be great. Thank you. A kind of a pain fight, but, you know, Blizzaria can kind of just work well. Witch Girl Blizzaria, she doesn't really work that well when you're, you know, playing with computers. But with other people, you should totally try the skin out. It's fun. We're back at Robonyan 3000 because if I brought this team setup to Shogun King, we would die. Because we don't have any sort of damage. And I want to exclusively, well, almost exclusively, I'm also going to use the buff move, but I want to use Trick or Treat, you know, grab bag. Because, like, it's so stupid. It's such a dumb move. You press it, and something happens. What happens? I don't know. We laid a trap. I'll use my basic attack, because why not? But, like... If we can get him into that trap, that'd be hilarious. Look at that. We got him into the trap. You'll love to see it. So we can, I don't know what's happening. Okay, I have my ultimate. Let's do my ultimate. Why not? Cool. If you could get Hinozal, guys, that would be awesome. Oh. See if I can get any sort of allies in this buff. Obviously, no. What happens next? I poisoned myself. Oh, great. Yeah, it's not a very fun move when you just poison yourself. It's awesome. It's a stupid move. It's not a move that you, like, take seriously. This is like when you get 4 friends and just spam this. I healed myself. Imagine that. It's a very silly move. And, that's why I don't like it when you replace a move like Dodge with Trick or Treat, because what the heck am I gonna do when I debuff myself and then immediately get blasted? Oh, and I'm slow, too. I'm slower, not just that. But thankfully, we got a speed buffing move, and I'm gonna take a hit, because, of course. So what happens if I do this? Did I debuff myself again? Are you kidding? He's gonna fly around. I'm gonna have to make sure we dodge. It's a very stupid move. I don't even know what happened there. So I think nothing is literally one of the possibilities. I think literally nothing can happen, which is crazy. Oh, I gave myself one of these shields. This is a new type of move in plus plus. Did it do nothing again, or did I just get the shield? No, I didn't get the shield twice. I don't know what happened. It'd be nice if it had some sort of like tell on what happened, but doesn't. So kind of sucks. But whatever. I just stood there. I don't know what happened. Very silly move. Maybe I gave myself a buff because that damage is like kind of crazy. Or maybe I'm just buffed by something. Okay, a bomb. Hinozal's dead. That's not what you want to hear, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do another Sultimate because why not? I'm gonna give myself the buff before I do oh god, he's trying to like aim it. Give myself another speed buff before I do the trick or treat. Gonna run over here so that way grab bag doesn't potentially kill me when I get dark topped. Gave myself an 800 HP heal when I was at full HP. Cool. A very funny move. Very stupid move. Got a nice buff. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna get a trap. Nope, I'm gonna debuff myself. I've gotten that the most, I think, which is awesome. You'll love to see that. One of the worst things you can get multiple times. Oh, great. Little guys. And I immediately get punched by them. I think we got the clockwise one. Oh god, punch. What does this do? Ooh, buff. I don't know what... I think it was an all stats buff. Love to see it. You love to get all stats buffs. So it's way more likely something bad happens than something good happens, but... I just stood there menacingly. Oh god. Don't do it. Don't you do it. It somehow ended up... Oh god, there it is. Yeah, Dark Top. Yeah, awesome move. I poisoned myself to death. Great. Thanks. Get a nice spirit buff. Hope Blizzaria doesn't die. I'm gonna use my Sultimate over here. Oh, is that a... Yeah, it's a buff Sult for KJ. I mean, DJ Swirls Plus. What does this do? A Paradise Heal. I mean, a ginormous heal. Whatever you call it. A G-Orb. Sure. You know, why don't we just take it? Because, like, it's funny. And I kind of needed it, it seems, because I'm just bad at dodging. Oh, would you look at that? A bomb for 2,600. And with this Sultimate, we win. Very cool. Gonna make sure I don't lose Princess Pearl. And, yeah. Very silly character. Very silly move. I definitely do think that Witch Girl Blizzaria is just kind of mid. Like, why would you play this Blizzaria when you can play normal Blizzaria? Or even like Blizzy? Or Princess Pearl? Or even 6 Mark 6. I know it's like a very unique move because this speed boost is very useful for your allies. But no dodge move really does suck. They really should have just let her keep fallback attack instead of freeze. I mean, instead of Blizzard. Or instead of Storm. I don't understand why they gave her Storm. Is it like because she's like flying around and it's like, oh, she spins super fast and does a storm like that? I mean, it's like, that's cute and all. Does make it good. Maybe I'm just salty that her one skin just kind of sucks. Give her another skin, make it essentially the same thing, but a little bit better. And yeah, we'll be fine. So overall, Witch Girl Blizzaria is not a favorite of mine, but normal Blizzaria is a favorite of mine. I really like her. I really like her normal form. I love being able to dodge and have fallback attack as options. So if you don't want to run freeze, you can just run both of them. And then, like, Shogun King really just can't hurt you. It's very cool that she's got a costume. I think it's a really great costume. I think Storm kind of brings down the entire costume if you let her just keep fallback attack at least. I think she would have been way better. And honestly, might have even been better than normal Blizzaria, which actually would be really cool. It's like one of the first times a costume that's like kind of just like a moveset change would actually be better. Because, like, I don't really... most of the other costumes that are, like, better than their normal forms are, like, moveset, are just, like, complete redesigns, like the Usapions. And then like Hoverneon, base Hoverneon's better than Boxer Hoverneon. Jabanya D, I think the this form, the Spirit form is better. I think so. Just because that Soul Meter buff's really cool. Komazan, he's got like 5 versions of himself. It's kind of cool. But Witch Girl Blizzaria, she kind of just doesn't really do anything special, and all she's got is big speed boost, and I feel like there's probably going to be some character that's better at that. And you should probably just bring normal Blizzaria, who's just a really good DPS character, who's very safe. But overall, Blizzaria definitely does have a lot that you can have, especially since Blizzy is here. I didn't even talk about her. She'll have her own video because she's like completely unique. But yeah, overall, Blizzaria fans do be eating well. And yeah, there's a new update coming out to Plus Plus soon. Sometime this month, they've said. So look forward to a video on that if it's not out by tomorrow. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I was going to do Zazzle's moves, but I didn't. I don't have a like good idea of what I should bring for his setup. So I just picked Blizzaria because she also got a Halloween costume. Or it's not quite Halloween yet. So yeah. Overall, I do really like the costume idea. It's just Blizzaria's kind of got the worst one of the worst. Not the worst. Maybe I am going to do like a skin tier list. Blizzaria's going to be one of the worst ones up there. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and yeah, thank you for watching. I don't know why I said it like that. Don't question me.